These are sizable books. They are minimum 200 pages. You can download them absolutely for free by simply going to, for example, this one, you just go to getmymarriageback.com, smartrealestatewholesaling.com, realestatemoneysecrets.com. So yes, I am a 3 times author, and those books are out there for your consumption, and they are also available everywhere on Amazon, anywhere that you pick up books. So in case you prefer a physical book like that. All right, so here we have Coach Greg Adams. Okay, I think it's the second time ever I will react to his content. This is all used in fair use and within the fair use guidelines of YouTube. He said, now I'm probably taking him out of context. I didn't listen long enough. But again, a lot of young men that are listening to this stuff, they don't listen long enough. Okay, so I'm apologizing in advance, because there is a chance I'll be taking him out of context, right? He said the only way for marriage or long-term relationships to last is for the man to be a simp. All right. So when a young man who is 19, 22 years old, when they don't know any better, they already experienced rejections in high school and is still resentful about that, right? If they hear that kind of line, right, how do you think they're going to interpret that? All right. How? There are grown men who still interpret happy wife, happy life as something that it isn't, right? There are grown men like that. They're everywhere, right? They take it completely out of context and they use it to fit their rhetorics. They don't think they're a man unless somebody tells them they're a man. Yeah. So we have this man here. He says a lot of things that make sense, but there's a lot of triggering things that trigger the active simps in his comment, right? That they just like to hear these things and they translate it to their real life. Let's be honest. They take it back to their real lives, and it backfires badly, because then they realize that's not the reality. You can't just talk anyhow and expect to have anyhow results. You will actively create the result you get, either you like it or not. So I want to play these 2 videos and then assess it together, and I want to point out how it can be taken out of context and probably had some context, hopefully without discrediting. And if I discredit, I'm sorry,
Legal ways and socially, according to the court of public opinion, how many ways can a wife punish a husband? All right, go ahead and name that.
How many ways can a wife punish a husband?
A lot of ways. One of these ways right here. Where is that at?
I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. Is any of this turning you off? Nothing?
So, in our society, we have numerous ways in which men can get in trouble with their wives, but we have very few ways, if any, which a man can legally punish his wife, and the society will say, yep, she deserved every single bit of it.
So we're talking about punishment of a wife, right? What kind of man is listening to this and getting excited about the idea of punishing your wife, right? Let's be frank. Let's not put any cap on it, right? What kind of man is hearing this and is getting overly excited, even at the audible sound of punishment of a wife? Like, they're not even trying to hear the rest of the story. They're just like, wife, discipline, punishment, accountability, right? Is that a healthy thing? To you, I'm asking you. If you think that's a healthy thing, I want you to tell me how you think that's a healthy thing in the comment. I want you to give me some context, because maybe I'm going to learn something new, right? Right? So I'm not discounting that there's a real reason why somebody will be looking for punishment for their wife. I get it that people could end up in a sexless marriage. People could get emotionally blackmailed by their wife, by a woman, let's be clear, not just a random man, right? Our society, numerous ways, as he says, right?
And this is what I'm talking about. This is how being becomes subservient, because if there was a guy that said, no, I'm going to hold the line, I'm going to hold her accountable for these decisions that she made, and I'm going to punish her. I'm going to make her sleep on the couch. She's in trouble with me. She's in trouble with the husband.
Now, you could do that. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. Not the society, unless your own enslavement or subservient to the ideas of the society. What if you're just that much of a man and you shouldn't worry about social constructs? Why just try to do it? Just do it. If you have your masculine, where's your masculine frame? Just do it. Just tell her to go sleep on the couch. Let's see how that plays out for you, right? Now, here's the thing. You could try that, or you could say, hey, maybe I have power in other ways. Or you could ask further questions. Say, how much? Well, this is weird. It's not fair. How can I gain some power? Right? Well, I can tell you, the moment you use the word fair, I knew that you lost your masculine frame a long time. That word right there, anytime a man says that's not fair, with respect to their relationship with a woman, that is more so of a simp word to me. But he's going to give us some examples in a second. Wait.
If the wife says, no, I'm going to buy it and tell my husband later, everybody will say, well, don't come down too hard on her. The point I'm making is men have numerous ways to express that they are in trouble with their girlfriend or wife. But they don't have many ways for men to distinguish or to discuss how women are in trouble with the husband.
Okay, so men have, but women don't. Or again, if we're talking about your wife here, you're competing with her. This is precisely why you're losing. This mindset is how you're losing, because it's not just what he's saying right now. It's about the mindset and how you translate that mindset to every move within your marriage. You're actively competing with her, so she's dragging your ass. That's how, bro. No. You're moving the goalpost. I know. Let's go back to what I said. In any remote way, if you're actively competing with a woman, you will attract masculine energy. It's very simple, okay? Masculine plus masculine is chaotic. Feminine plus feminine is chaotic. It's as simple. That's how the sexual polarity works, okay? Okay? So, am I asking you to go become beta? Well, if she's being masculine, you're going to have to calm down and look at things and back off a little for a second to see how you can move. But again, you can also get more masculine and then you create more chaos. And if you know anything about this society, you can't afford that. You may end up in jail. He's right about that part. So maybe you should ask further questions as opposed to paint everything as, oh, we're fucked. Actually, no, you're not, unless you subscribe to this kind of rhetorics. And, hopefully you're taking him out of context. I don't listen long enough. I hear enough of this. I see what's going on in the comments. I'm like, hey, no wonder why they're all struggling. You're competing with women. Once you go, women has multiple ways to do this, but men don't. Once you say that, no, you don't get a pass with that. Oh yeah, so we always blame it on men. Yes, precisely. Yeah, that's the society we live in. You can now choose to be a man or woman. You have to choose one. Okay? But there's a lot of glory that comes with being a good leader. There's a lot of accolades, a lot of beautiful grace that comes with it in the grand scheme of things. But it comes with responsibility, especially up front. You are the one sowing the seed. You carry the seeds, not the other way around.
And this is because men typically that are in relationships are in there because they're subservient to the woman. They become henpecked. They become henpecked in which she...
So I'm not disagreeing with what he's saying. I'm just not understanding where it's going with the punishment stuff. Because that mindset, you're looking for the way to punish her. I think you're better off just going and pull the trigger and file for divorce. Don't even waste any more time. Because you already lost your power. If you feel like the person you're married to in the Western world has to be somebody that will receive punishment, I think you should just call it quits. Just be the bitch right away. Just do it. Pull the trigger. Be one of the 80% filing for divorce. Because you're not even open to asking further questions from people that are doing it successfully. You're running to people that have failed at it. No shots. Actually, some shots fired. Sorry.
As a de facto mother over time, in which she can punish him for bad behavior, which is bad behavior only in the context of their relationship. If he does this behavior outside of the context of a relationship.
So you have been punished by your wife, and you're looking for ways that you can punish her too, I guess. That's what this is about. Is that what this is about right now? Now, he showed this example. Let me show you this picture real quickly. Let me see. Let me hope I can find it. Picture of Denzel. There you go. Denzel Washington. There's a quote from Denzel Washington. Again, I'm talking about how you can easily listen to this kind of rhetoric, take it out of context. You know, I'm hoping that if you listen to his full message, he actually has a message, but most people don't have time for that. Most people are just looking for talking points to regurgitate, to make themselves feel better and continue to not get laid. Right? He go, the secret to a happy marriage: do whatever your wife tells you. Yes, dear, and breathe. If you're listening with a broken heart, you're misinterpreting this. This has context to it. The same thing with happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life doesn't mean you're not happy. It doesn't mean you become subservient. That's not what it means. It's completely taken out of context. That's how you interpret that. And there is context and nuances. There are stories, right? There's peace of mind. There's also, when you bring certain type of peace to your wife, there's a way that she multiplies and brings it back to you in multiple thousands of folds. How can you prove that wrong if you haven't even tried it? Right? Oh, you don't want to try it, you're the masculine man, but yet you're not getting laid and you're still struggling, you're crying, you're bitching all over the place on the internet. I think we're gonna get some real tough conversations here. Let me play the last video here. Right? Let me have some mercy, right? I want to be easy on you, right?
This is the key to a successful marriage. Basically becoming de facto son to the wife, and then telling her and placating her with yes, dear, in order for the marriage to proceed.
The yes, dear is not just yes, dear. He's wrong. He's flat out wrong. Unless maybe at the end of his message, he has a different message. But this part, if you take this and you run back to your marriage with this, you will effectively use your own hands to destroy the marriage. If you say, oh yeah, the marriage was fucked anyway, maybe you're right. You gave up. You gave up, right? Like a bitch. And just face it, right? Because you keep listening to bullshit that's taken out of context. Yes, dear doesn't mean you're subservient. It doesn't mean that. Anyone with any kind of ounce of sense in their head knows that doesn't mean that. The only people this will make sense to is because he's hitting a nerve. You can relate with his pain. Maybe, I don't even know his full story. He's divorced. He went through some terrible worst case scenario situation, Some people would say African Americans, this is bad for all of us. I doubt it. I doubt it. I beg to differ. I may not be able to say this on your panel. I'll back off. That's your panel. But I'll say that here right now, there are people, even in every community around the world, enjoying good marriage. It's a matter of what are you surrounding yourself with? Are you asking the right people question? Or you're sitting in somebody's sitting in somebody's 7 hours live streams just to tell you how much your life sucks? It's up to you. You get to decide.
If he says no, dear, the marriage stops immediately.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. Even in the worst of the worst, where my wife may seem like she had a pushback, it's usually not a no, dear. You know how much extreme you have to have gone to get a no, dear, right? What are we saying no to? We're talking about she doesn't want to have sex. That's just a rejection from sex. You can't figure that out. Now you're listening to, oh, she said no, dear. She must mean I'm the bitch now. No, you're already a bitch. Stop the cap. Okay. What you need to do is ask further questions. Learn how to build a better game for yourself. The game you have sucks. That's the reality.
Right? Am I wrong on
Even in marriage,
this
yes.
is subservient simp behavior.
You're wrong.
If he manages to cuff his balls at any particular point, he's still going to get punished. His exit plan is going to be a punishment.
Yeah, he's wrong. At least, again, to be nice, I'm probably taking him out of context. He probably has a message at the end of it that'll say, hey, everything I said, fuck it. I was wrong, and you need to be a man, and you need to learn the skill set, that's required to build long-term relationship. Long-term relationship and a marriage it's a game. It's like a professional game of life that's highly rewarding. You know how like LeBron James get millions upon millions of dollars? Yes. But it requires skill set, right? You want to be in the top 20% of people enjoying the marriage and not the last 50% that's already broken up. There's skill sets involved. That's not that hard to figure out. I can tell you that for free, right? If you have more questions, ask more questions. If you already made up your mind, that's okay too. That's okay. But do the rest of us all a favor. Stop walking around the internet bitching around. You're not helping anyone. You're not helping yourself either, right? As a matter of fact, you're proving what I just said. You're not going to ever rest until you rest, right? Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I really had a good time on this one. And I think we're going to call it a day. I'm a little exhausted, but do me a favor. Hit the like, subscribe, and share. And let everybody know that we're really cooking things here. I want all the smoke. You got smoke? Bring it. Bring it in the comment area. I need some smoke, okay? Because that's how we all grow, okay? I need to grow. Listen, I have to listen long enough. I just learned yesterday what people mean by freaking accountability. They don't always mean punishment. It sounds like punishment. I think a lot of them are capping. They mean punishment, but whatever. We'll keep listening and we'll keep growing. And thank you so much for hanging out here. It means a lot to me. I promise I will keep working hard to build a platform for all of us where we can really learn together, right? With that being said, I'll see you on the next one, and peace.